It's Loving the Strange with Carrie Jones and Sean Farrar. Loving the Strange, a podcast for weirdos and those who want to be weirder. Embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Loving the Strange. Check us out. Hey, welcome to Loving the Strange on December 10th, live with me, Carrie Jones, and Sean Farrar. Sean's laughing.
Why does your face look so pained, baby?
Because I am pained.
Oh, you poor girl.
It's just living in this corporeal existence. It's
hey,
just a
D.
little
Harris
bit too much
is here.
for me. Yay! Hey, D. Harris. We're so happy you're here.
Can I ask
Even
you
though I look
just,
pained.
Can I ask you to just use words that us commoners will understand, please?
Me or D?
You. Probably D too, but mostly you.
Anyways, this week's episode is all about Carrie looking pained and also about sleeping. The weird habits we have, the weird ways we sleep, the weird
The weird things we do while we're sleeping.
Baby, maybe you need to take that toy away from the cats because it's making a lot of noise in the background.
I know, bro. They brought it out here from the Christmas tree.
Did you just call me bro?
Yeah.
You just called your wife bro?
I did, dude.
Dude, that's
What's
so
wrong with that? You just...
you?
So what?
Frat boy. Like, you called your wife bro.
Chill out, homie.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, baby.
I'm not going to make it through this.
Let's get it together.
I can't now. It's all over. You called me bro.
I did.
Yeah.
That's a term of love and endearment, man.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
no.
It is.
No.
If you're serious about it, it is. Yeah.
Anyway, so what's tonight about, Sean?
Sleeping.
Yeah. And what don't we get enough of, Sean?
Sleeping.
And why is that, Sean?
Because of you and your animals.
That is so untrue.
Okay. It is because of animals.
But they're not my animals, baby.
One of them is.
One dog is mine.
And one cat is usually all that's in our room at a time. So it's equal.
So Sean and I don't get much sleep because, we have animals. And one of our cats jumps on the bed incessantly. And then if you don't pet her, even if you're asleep, she attacks you with her little kitty paws.
Yeah, she's a...
And then I scream. And then I tell Sean to get her out of the room. Because she's Sean's cat. And then Sean says, I get up 3 times a night. And you only get up once with these animals.
So, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this. So last night she got up 2 times and I got up 2 times. But that's 1 out of like 1,000 nights.
I didn't say anything about last night. I didn't say that we tied last night.
I appreciated it though, baby. I got 10 minutes extra sleep.
Dee said when she was in LA, everyone called everyone bro. So Sean, the talent is correct. And now you no longer will talk to you, Dee Harris.
Dee, I love you, but
dead to me, Dee.
I'm going to get so spanked after this podcast.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of spanking. And then he's going to be like, Carrie, you're so violent. And then I'm going to be like, you're not marked. And whatever. So anyway.
There's a huge difference between out of the blue slapping and spanking, baby. One might be deserved and one might not.
D. Harris, who is now dead to me, has many laughing emojis. Anyways.
That's good.
Sean, would you like to talk? Oh, you're going to drink. But Sean, would you like to talk after you slurp out your glass about sleeping and weird sleeping habits or positions or... Wait,
well,
John Bell just called you Sean the animal and I'm the car lady. What the hell?
No, he meant cat lady.
I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
I am not a car lady or a cat lady.
No, he meant cat lady.
I'm not the cat lady.
She'll never admit to loving cats, but she loves them so much. She loves all animals.
I'm a dog person. But I'm definitely not a car lady.
You're not a cat lady either, but
not a car lady. John has corrected himself.
I know his cat lady.
I gotta tell you, John, that your bestie from high school, he's the cat lady.
Oh, I love cats.
I'm a dog person.
I didn't never intend on having 3. That was Carrie's fault. And what?
That's not fair.
That means I'm right. But I
mean, for those of you who are listening and not watching the video, I made a face at Sean, and Sean reacted to that face, and there we go. But I am we have a third cat because I was worried that it would not survive because
that's also why we have a second cat.
Okay, because the place that the cats were living at when they were kittens, like the homeowner didn't have screens or windows in all the windows of their home, and they were losing cats all the time, and these cats were adorable, and I wanted them to be safe, and so we got 2 cats.
So you fell in love with them.
And now I don't get any sleep because of the cats.
The non-cat lady.
But you love cats more than dogs.
I do, man. No, that's not true.
It's so true. Sean's so hard on the dogs. He's like, like those dads who are like only hard on one gender of your children. That's what Sean is like. And the dogs are like the boys. And he's like, man, be good. Like he's like this rah football coach with like the dogs. Like, don't try to lick and take our snacks, or don't try to take the food off the plate. But a cat comes by and he's like, oh, look at the cat taking the steak off the plate. Oh, pet the kitty. And that's what he's like. He's so preferential. Is that too big a word, baby? To the cat.
No, I'm pretty presidential, baby.
No, preferential.
I know. Our cats have never stolen food off our plate, man.
They've tried.
Anyways.
John Bell says tastes like chicken. And Susie Cowie says, my cat would pat me on the nose until I patted her on the head and let her know that I knew that she was there. Your cat, Susie, is so much better than my cat, because our cat, not my cat.
Oh, I'm so glad we're recording right
now. Because my cat hits me over and over again. It can be the back of my head. Like, I will turn in on the bed towards Sean. Like, please let the cat leave me alone so I can sleep. And Cloud, which is the cat offender, will hit me with her little kitty paws over and over and over again until I turn around, and then I have to pet her until she either falls asleep or she decides to go attack our feet.
You pet her until she falls asleep, where you say, Sean, get rid of the cat.
Because she's attacking our feet.
Wake up and get rid of the cat.
All right. We're off topic, aren't we?
But
Dee has a story too. Related. Dee has a story. When my Daisy was a puppy, she used to walk up to the head of my bed and flop her body on my face and fall back asleep. Can you imagine that? Like a little doggy, like on your face. That's so cute.
I can, but I wouldn't let it happen.
No, because it's a dog.
I'm a hard ass with the dogs.
Yeah, and you're a little softy with the
Except maybe a puppy, because then it smells like Fritos on the belly.
Sparty still smells like Fritos.
The chili flavored Fritos.
All right, tell us some facts.
All right, so let's a little bit of sleeping history.
All right, I'm ready. And remember to cite your sources.
Sean. Oh man, I don't have this source. I don't know where it came from. Oh wait, I think this was a Discovery magazine.
Oh my
gosh. Yeah. I can find it for you. I just gotta look up my browsing history. See,
all the sources hopefully will be on CarrieJonesBooks.blog.
They will be. That's the beauty of browsing.
Because we don't believe in plagiarism here at what is the name of our podcast?
Loving the Strange, baby.
There you go.
Loving the Carrie. Anyway,
that means I'm strange. That's so mean.
Do you know humans are the shortest sleeping primates of all?
Oh, I have that in my list of facts.
Oh, see? I was just starting off with the basics. And scientists theorize that's because we never had the ability to like make a nest in a tree like a chimpanzee or a monkey.
I love a nest in a tree.
We were always ground bound, so we slept longer, but we slept harder. We spend more time in the REM state, I believe, than any other primate in a shorter amount of time. So we get better quality sleep.
So we're efficient sleepers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because we had to sleep on the ground, and it was a security risk, basically.
Did you know that 41% of all people sleep in the fetal position?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Do you sleep in the fetal position?
That's what we were doing last night when we were spooning in the fetal position.
Were we?
Yeah.
I was really just trying to stay away from the cat.
I know. And that allows me to reach over with one arm.
Okay, don't get creepy.
Bat the cat away.
Okay.
I wasn't going to say what my other arm was doing, baby.
Okay, good boy. All right, so 41% of all people sleep in the fetal position, which is kind of amazing.
It is.
Because it's almost half.
It is.
What do you think you normally sleep in? What position?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Depends. Because, like, falling asleep, I'm a stomach sleeper.
Yeah, you are.
I go to sleep a lot better on my stomach. But during the night, I'm a side sleeper. I used to be quite the back sleeper, but that changed during the years.
Yeah, when we were first together, you were a back sleeper.
But then so now I want to fall asleep on my front, but I don't want to stay there long. I think it's because of age. It's age and like pain, actually. Because when I'm on my belly, there's nothing real good, comfortable position for my arms. So then I go to my side. Yeah.
Okay, I want to know what everybody else's sleeping position is. But what's mine?
Missionary.
So I'm on my back?
That was a joke, baby.
I didn't get it.
It's a sex position, but.
Oh, Sean.
I'm sorry. Yours is primary, either on your side or back. You've been falling asleep on your stomach, actually.
I think I fall asleep on my stomach, and I think I have a pillow instead of like horizontally. I take it vertically, and then I am on my like right shoulder with my left arm like curled out.
All right.
But then how do I spend the rest of the night?
Rolling around, changing positions.
That sounds right.
Yes.
Dee says that she sleeps on her stomach with her leg hitched up, just like me. Maybe leapfrog.
You sleep like that a lot. That's a pretty common position, I think.
Dee, even though I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore because you sided with Sean, we are like this way. John Bell says, what does he say, Sean?
My big, rough, tough self has to have a $4,000 mattress.
Oh, my God. Show off, John Bell.
$200 pillow, total silence, darkness, and under 65 degrees. That's why I never slept when we used to go mudding.
John's kind of a princess about sleeping. No offense, John.
John was always a sleeper. As a
really?
as a teenager, I remember when we first started hanging out in high school, his mom had quite trouble getting him ready up for school sometimes.
Relatable in this household.
No joke, but
yeah,
not that bad. It wasn't a daily. And that would have been like freshman year, maybe, because after that, I think we were just doing our own thing. But yeah, he liked to sleep.
Just like you. Did you like to sleep in high school?
Well, I was like the early bird in the neighborhood.
No, you were not.
Yeah, I was back then.
What happened?
And I also like to sleep, but I didn't sleep. I slept at night. But as we know, if I wanted to sleep, I would just sleep anywhere. But what do you mean? What happened? Oh, I really enjoy my sleep more now, and we get to bed so much later. That's all.
That's just so wrong. Being a grown up sucks, man.
It does.
This is like there's this thing on liveabout.com, which is pretty adorable. Oh wait, but first we'll talk about Meg. Meg says, I used to sleep in the fetal position until our pup, Hope, a Beagle Pit Bull mix, decided to take up most of the bed like Sparty Dog. Now I sleep on my side on the very edge of my bed with my legs straight. Meg, I think that's like a really good point because Sparty Dog sleeps on the side of the bed, my side of the bed. So I have to like be closer to Sean. I think they're in cahoots about this.
Hell yeah.
It has made me like really restrict my bed like space. Much like Hope.
Me too, consequently, but still.
Blah blah blah. He still gets half the bed and then he whines. He whines a lot.
You're such a liar.
I'm not a liar.
I have noticed though, on the nights when Sparty's not in bed with us and he's sleeping with Emily.
Yeah.
You do benefit from him being there because otherwise all the covers come towards me. Have you noticed that?
I have noticed that.
That's pretty funny. All right. So, would you like to know some of the things that happen while you sleep?
No, because currently I'm going to share some funny pictures of people sleeping in the weirdest places.
All right.
So for those of you who can see this, the first thing, Shawnee, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see.
All right. Is a person sleeping at the very front of a bus.
On the dashboard.
On the dashboard of a bus, which is not something I could ever imagine. And the second photo, or the third photo, is a guy, and he's sleeping with his like reclining chair, office chair, underneath his desk.
He's just hiding.
He's hiding. And then the fourth thing is with former President Obama, and it's like this guy, this little kid who at some sort of like dinner, and he just conked out, this little boy, and it's hysterical. So I guess sleeping with the president is sort of a thing. And then this guy finally he fell asleep at the office and everybody noticed and they all like crowded around him and took a photo with all their thumbs up. Yeah.
That's cool.
But like it all made me think of you, baby, because even though you think that you're not like you don't think that you sleep everywhere, you are capable of sleeping everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Like you can sleep like standing up like many a Tibetan monk, honestly, because Tibetan monks are known for that. And I have seen you be upright, eyes closed, and go.
I believe it.
Like that. And you know it's true.
I do.
It was worse when he was a cop and on shift work, because like then he would legit fall asleep like everywhere. And it was terrifying. But you're a little bit better now. It's
horrible.
Yeah. Doug said that he acts out his dreams. Do you have any info on that for our?
I don't think I actually grabbed that because I thought that was kind of like night terrors or whatever was kind of common, but that's a little different. Just
acting out. Yeah.
I do have something to say about your dreams.
Okay, let's hear it.
And that's the process that your body does whenever you sleep of processing the day's events and basically putting them in different files in your brain. And when you dream, those are the events, happenings, conversations, whatever, from your day that are important to you. Everything else just gets shit canned in your brain.
Language.
You know what I mean? Round file. Store it up for another time.
I try so hard to have a podcast with no swear words, but it never works.
Oh, you never remind me before the podcast.
You know what I dreamt last night? I dreamt last night that there were... do you want me to not?
No, I do.
Never mind.
I'm just teasing. No, I love your dreams.
E. Harris says that she starts off on one side of the bed and then ends up in the middle. And that she fell asleep in the middle of band class in high school because she was sick and had taken a full dose of cough syrup, and that just knocked her right out.
Just like it does to you, baby.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Like
if I take a Benadryl, I'm just like done for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which I guess is okay. I don't know.
It is, except you can't take it. But
except what?
You can't take it because it makes you cough like crazy.
Oh, it does make me cough.
All right. Read Meg's real quick, and
All
then
right,
tell me your story.
Did I have a story?
Yeah, you did.
Meg says that Sean sounds like my husband, can sleep anywhere, and it only takes him 3 minutes to fall asleep. That's Sean. That's totally Sean, Meg. You're like, boom, he's out. He'll be talking, and in the middle of the sentence, he'll be like, hey, baby, I just wanted to tell you that blah, 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 and you'll be like, what? Then you'll be talking to him. I guess it wasn't
that important, honey.
And then you'll be talking to him, and you'll be like, baby, blah, 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 blah. And he'll be like, and you'll be like, oh my God, you fell asleep. And he'll say, no, I wasn't sleeping. And you'll be like, what did I just say? What did I just say, Sean? And he'll be like, that you love me. And you'll be like, no, that's not what he just said. But sometimes he does actually remember it, which is really disconcerting because he just snored like 3 cycles of snoring. But somehow his brain still processed it like he was awake. It's so freaky.
That's because you spend 1 to 2 minutes or 1 to 5 minutes in that initial, and that's when you're still in that. It's the opposite end of when you're like waking up and you get sleep paralysis. You're in between the sleep and the conscious zone.
You know a lot about this.
Well, you know.
Susie said,
from today, baby.
Susie says, my husband, a retired marine cryptologist, used to sleep on burn bags because the, quote, spaces, unquote, was the only area on the USS Ticonderoga that had air conditioning. He also slept right below the flight deck, so he can sleep through anything.
I bet. Holy crap, that must have been super loud.
I know.
But I do
can
like
sleep
it
through
cool
Sean's
when we
snoring,
sleep.
so I feel like I can sleep through anything.
Yeah, Carrie's gotten really good at that.
I'm really good at sleeping.
It used to wake her up, but then now she's impervious to my snoring.
I'm a heavy sleeper. It's the only reason why we're compatible.
She's a good sleeper too. Don't let her fool you. There are nights when she falls asleep, like in the middle of a movie. Not a conversation, maybe. But
no, I never fall asleep in front of a conversation. Dee said, I meant middle school, like clarinet in my mouth and everything. Oh, you fell asleep with a clarinet in your mouth, Dee? That's amazing. That's like a middle school, like a middle grade novel right there, Dee.
Somebody was tired.
And she woke up to the entire class staring at her. Oh, Meg, I'm jealous of them too.
You know, I fell asleep in geometry class in high school once, and I woke up, and I was the only one left in class because it was the last class of the day, and they just all like quietly got up and left me there.
Was there like a little drool puddle on the desk?
I actually think there was.
Oh no.
But it must have been like a concerted effort because they all got up and left. Yeah.
I've never fallen. Dee went home after her falling asleep in being in class. I've never fallen asleep in class.
Oh, aren't you a goody goody?
I know.
Good Lord. Goody. So, you want to know some more things that happen while you're sleeping?
Sure.
You stop salivating, which is not completely, but it's a vast reduction. That's
because Sparty, our dog, definitely doesn't stop salivating.
Well, sometimes you drool, but for the norm is to stop. Your salivating slows down greatly. Hence the reason why you have ass mouth when you wake up, because you don't have the saliva.
Baby.
Oh, was that another cuss word?
Yes.
Son of a gun. I promise.
Good job.
I'll stop after 8. As we all know, you can talk in your sleep.
Yeah.
Your kidneys slow down, so they stop processing liquids so fast, so you don't have to pee so often.
What?
But you lose a full liter on average of fluid while you sleep.
Is that why you weigh yourself in the morning?
Yeah.
Because you weigh less?
Yeah, that's your skinniest times first thing in the morning. I mean, weight-wise.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But it's like through breathing and sweating and just normal aspiration of wet air, you lose like a liter on average.
Dude, that sounds kind of gross.
I'm not even up to the good stuff yet.
Okay.
Some people.
Can you handle it? Are you okay? You're wiping your brow, babe. Are you all right?
Yeah, it's going to get hot in here in a minute. But
it's getting hot in here.
A lot of people
take off all your clothes.
A lot of people grind their teeth.
He doesn't even react anymore.
We're trying to be professional, man. I don't need a advisory warning on here or whatever it's called.
You're the one who swore.
I'm just kidding.
Twice.
I love it when you act goofy, baby. Anyways, you grind your teeth, so that's common knowledge. That's not a big deal. Some people bite to
your molars.
Some people bite their tongue, like they actually kind of like mutilate it while they're sleeping.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's like to the point that I can be bleeding.
Oh.
All right.
That's sad.
Your hormones speed up.
Oh God.
But it doesn't all mean it's the ones you're thinking. Like human growth hormone can increase growth by 75% while you're sleeping. All right. You get turned on. So during REM sleep, our breathing speeds up and heart rate intensifies. This often results in the increased blood flow and arousal of sex organs in both males and females for a period of time. All right, I got 2 left.
Okay, I'm ready.
Men experience erections for nearly half the night.
Oh, we are going to have to go explicit on this, aren't we?
And my last thing.
Yeah.
Not only do people get aroused while they're sleeping,
oh God,
they often have sex or
while they're asleep.
Sexual behavior, including the M word.
You said all the other words except
the
for that
masturbation.
Okay, now you said
masturbation, or attempts to have sex with someone in the same bed. Oh.
Like your teddy bear?
It's called sexsomnia. I have sexsomnia.
No, you don't.
I do.
Okay.
I got diagnosed.
All right. Moving on.
I got an excuse now.
Moving on. There's this thing called Polyphasic, which is a polyphasic sleep schedule. Ready? So there are several, according to whatever source this comes from.
Yeah.
Sources on CarrieJonesBooks.com. There are a whole bunch of different sleep patterns that people have, right? And some of them are not, what we think of as normal. A monophasic sleep pattern, right, is like you sleep once, every day, every 24 hours, right?
Normal.
Yeah.
Quote normal.
And it has the word by in front of it because you do it like kind of twice a day within that 24-hour cycle. But there's another sleep pattern called polyphasic. And J.S. Szymanski, whose name I am butchering, is the psychologist who came up with the phrase for it. But it's an irregular sleep-wake habit, right? Look like you're paying attention, Sean.
I am paying attention.
Right. And a lot of nocturnal animals have it, but a lot of genius people in our historical 19th centuries also had it. And it's basically like you go to sleep, but you have a bunch of naps, and they're really short naps. Alexander the Great said naps were for the weak. So he obviously didn't have that random history tidbit. But other people totally had it. And the National Institute of Health says that it could be actually helpful and useful. And we spend 33% of our whole entire lives asleep, which is kind of weird, right? Yeah. But sleep is good because it's like, hey, we allow to sync our memories into the matrix that is our brain. We recharge the body. It's like we're plugging it in. But basically the polyphasic sleep includes multiple 20 minutes rests within the 24-hour period.
Which seems 6 of them, right?
Yeah, like, and so it's like really weird to think about, but I feel like my own body is going towards this.
Really?
Yeah, like at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, oh, I am so done for the day. I just want to take a nap. And then at 7 o'clock, I'm like, I am so done for the day. I just want to take a nap. And then if I do fall asleep, like I'm up and I'm like, oh, I'm up until midnight. I don't need anything anymore.
You need the biphasic. You need the siesta in the afternoon.
Maybe.
And
Maybe it's my Portuguese
a
and
little
like
less sleep at
lifestyle
night
and
and a couple-hour nap in the afternoon.
yeah, it's probably what I need. I should not be here in America. But people who 9 famous geniuses who had that weird sleep schedule include Winston Churchill, right?
Yeah.
So he'd have 2 hours of sleep in the middle of his day. Even if there's a war going on, he's taking his 2 hour siesta. And he would like do his dictation while in bed. He'd like have his little secretary there and he'd be like blah 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 blah. And then at 11 o'clock at night, he would be like, okay, I'm ready for work. Which is kind of interesting. Yeah. Napoleon had that sleep cycle, right? And people refer to him as a Duracell bunny because he went like hopping from one place to another. And then Thomas Edison, he said that he hated sleep. And he said that he could work for 24 hours without sleeping. And that the reason he was successful was because he took naps.
Mm.
And then Lyndon Johnson, who was the president, he basically would rise early, go into the White House, work at the White House, stop working at 2 p.m. Then he'd take a little exercise and then he'd shower because he was sweaty. Then he'd take a nap and then he would wake up and then work until late in the night. Ronald Reagan, a more recent president, also did this, and he was notorious for taking naps. And he was like, no. Yeah, he's like, these are non-negotiable. I am taking my damn nap. Yeah, right? He said that his cabinet chair should have the transcription, Ronald Reagan slept here. And Salvador Dali had a big afternoon nap, and he would sleep in a chair and he would hold a key and he would allow the key to like leave his hand and
that's how he woke up.
Tumble to the floor. Yeah. And then when it hit the floor, that's when he would wake up. And so like those little sleep periods, like
that could be like minutes though.
Key to his success.
Did he say that or you?
He did. And then Tesla did the same thing. He would sleep less than 2 hours a day, but he did nap. And Da Vinci slept for like an hour and a half a day, but then took like a bunch of naps throughout the day. Margaret Thatcher, same thing. That is kind of interesting. Like, you know, you have these societal norms that you think you have to like live by, but maybe you don't. You know, maybe there's better ways to sleep.
Maybe. I kind of like the siesta. 8 hours at night and 2 additional in the afternoon.
I really am in favor of sleeping 12 hours a night and then 4 hours in the middle of the day and then calling it good.
So you work for 2 4-hour blocks.
Sounds perfect.
All right.
Dee said that she, going back to our original conversation before we talked about polyphasic sleep schedules, Dee said that she has a friend that had that happen to her. Her guy was trying to have the umba with her while he was sleeping all the time. And she remembers reading once that you shouldn't take a nap after 3 p.m. because it ruins your body's natural process of winding down. Apparently, Churchill, Reagan, and Da Vinci and Thatcher didn't agree with whatever Dee read.
Yeah, their natural process was way out of whack. That's all.
You want to read this big thing from Susie, Shani?
Sure.
All right.
When living in Japan, we rode the buses and train all the time. After a long day working at the base child care center, I was headed home off base with 5-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter in tow. When we got on the bus, I told my son not to go to sleep because if he did, I was leaving him on the bus. I was leaving him on the bus. Several stops later.
Yeah.
Several stops later, I hear the scream coming from the crowded bus. Mommy, don't leave me. He had fallen asleep and could not see me through the crowd. I felt so bad. P.S. Would not have left. Oh, we know that. Who would leave their kid on a bus or a train or whatever?
It's so funny because we know who Susie's son is, so I can totally imagine it.
That'd be funny.
It would be really funny.
Hey.
Most
people didn't even hear my burp, probably.
Everybody heard your burp, babe.
Everybody
heard your burp.
All right, what were you going to say, love?
Do you have any more exciting facts for us?
I do. I have some things that are non-traditional to like the U.S. as far as sleeping things.
Oh, that's good because like U.S. is boring.
In Scandinavian countries like Norway and Sweden, parents often leave their babies outdoors to nap, even in the middle of winter. And it's not just at home, safe in their backyards. It's very common to see babies sleeping in strollers outside of a store or cafe while parents are inside shopping or sipping on tea. And many daycare centers follow the practice as well. So
really?
Like if you go by at nap time, you'll see a whole row of strollers outside.
Aww.
And they believe that the fresh air helps them sleep longer and just keeps them generally healthier.
My ex-husband, I've been married before.
Anyways,
I would like to give you a magic middle finger, but I'm going to hold my mouth.
Do that.
I did start to, but I stopped. Anyways, my ex-husband, when he was a baby in Cleveland, I think Ohio, his mom would put him out in the playpen in the front yard and be like, yeah, just go hang out in the fresh air. Kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
And he learned how to whistle somehow when he was a little kid, like a baby.
Listening to the birds, man.
Yeah, and he would just be out there in his little playpen whistling. And all the neighbors would walk by and be like, look at that little whistling baby. Like, and he became known as the whistling baby in Cleveland, I think, Ohio. Yeah, he was a great whistler. He had a very good. Wow. I can't whistle at all, so I'm a little jelly about that. Not why our marriage ended. But yeah, I am a little jealous about my inability. I have so many inabilities, but I definitely can't whistle. That's it.
I've heard you whistle better than that. I have.
All right. Susie said, ask him about napping on the train, coming home from a school field trip, and leaving the hood to his new jacket on the seat. We will, Susie. We will ask Art about that. And Dee said, I read that. I can't remember where I read that, but I did. I was like, that's weird. Imagine seeing a random group of babies asleep outside, right? Like, because that's not our culture. And it's
not ours.
No, it seems like you do that here, and people would call the cops and be like, you got to come get this baby. They're endangering the child's welfare. But, in Scandinavia, it's totally normal and chill, which is so interesting.
And passerbys probably don't even mess with the babies. Like, oh, no, cutie pie. You know what I mean? It's probably like a common thing, so it's respected.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Susie said in Iceland, newborns are swaddled and placed in prams outside the maternity ward. My daughter's Icelandic godmother insisted we do the same. Aww. I wonder why.
Just
like, what's the meaning behind the action? What?
I said some sort of a tradition, probably.
I know, but what's the meaning behind
I don't
the
know
tradition?
what the belief system is.
So
do they go outside, or just like in the hall outside the maternity ward?
I know, it's so intriguing. I don't know what John means, Shawnee.
The ex that did the Oompa Loompa.
Tell
her it's called knocking boots. I'm not sure what he means either, but
because I said the Oompa Loompa before.
Oh, did you?
Instead of saying fornication.
Knocking boots is what he's saying.
I like John.
They're called happy boots. 2 sets of boots, you know what I mean? Okay. One up, one down.
Okay. Susie said it because it makes them hardy.
Like a plant.
our babies grow strong.
That's why you,
like
in
our tomato
the
plants.
early spring, you put them outside for a certain number of hours, and you slowly acclimate them to the weather.
Oh my word!
She said. Susie said, "Yes!" Exclamation point.
So Improvised Sleeps has a blog all about sleeping disorders, and they say that sleeping well has become less of a calming process to one that requires a lot of effort for many people around the world. The fast-track lifestyle taken on by the new generation is heavily influenced by burdening themselves with stress, staring at smartphones before bed, or an over-reliance on caffeine. And so then they detail a whole bunch of different sleep disorders.
Yeah.
And the first one that they talk about is the Klein-Levin syndrome, which has, quote, recurring periods of excessive amounts of sleep. So basically, during the day, you get drowsier and drowsier and drowsier, and then you sleep for almost all day and all the night, and you only wake up to go to the bathroom or get some food. And it can last for days for some people,
wow.
or weeks for some people, or months for some people.
I'd like to get that for just one weekend.
No, you can't. And it's called Sleeping Beauty syndrome. And it's just like you sleep and I'm sure it's so hard for these people. How do you hold a job when you can't stay awake longer than getting some food or going to the bathroom? Although for some people, going to the bathroom can take a very long time.
Yes.
Okay, so then there's also sleep paralysis, which we've talked about in different podcasts, where, quote, you're technically awake, but your body is briefly paralyzed for a few seconds or minutes, and you hallucinate while this period lasts, end quote, right?
That's right.
And we talked about that a lot.
We did. It's kind of scary.
It's super scary. And then there's fatal familial insomnia, which is super, super rare. But and there's no cure, but you have these really big dreams at the same time as your insomnia gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah. So you start hallucinating and you have delirium, right? Oh. And when you finally fall asleep, that's when the super vivid dreams come. And once you have this, your lifespan is basically 18 months after you get that.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible because that's people need sleep.
Is that why? Because you just kind of stop sleeping?
If you don't you can go without food and water for longer than you can go without sleep, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I have a fact in somewhere in these pages about. Oh, here it is. According to sleeps.com, you would die from sleep deprivation before food deprivation. It takes 2 weeks to starve, but only 10 days without sleep can kill you.
Well, that's 10 days straight would be crazy without sleep.
Can't even imagine. And then there's the scariest name for a syndrome ever. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Exploding head syndrome.
What? Is that what happens? Does your head explode?
No. But, quote, in this disorder, the person may experience loud noises like an explosion, the clash of cymbals, or a gunshot. Although it's not associated with pain, it can cause distress or confusion. Women tend to be more at risk than men, and the average age of onset is 50.
Huh. Well, I hope you don't get that, baby.
Dude, I don't want to hear no gunshot. Look at my grammar. I don't want to hear no gunshots in my head. I do not want to hear. Okay, how can I say this in a hoity-toity way? I do not want to experience any loud, exacerbating noises such as gunshots within my cranium. I find that would be quite upsetting.
Me too.
Or I don't want to hear no gunshots in my head.
Because you're bound to wake me up too.
It's all about you. And then there's just stuff like restless leg syndrome. My friend
super common.
My friend from childhood, Sarah Silverman, was in a Seinfeld episode, and she was Kramer's girlfriend, And she had Restless Leg Syndrome, so Kramer like broke up with her
because he couldn't sleep.
Yeah. Basically, like the episode was like, she's so hot, but she won't stop. Her legs won't stop jerking, man. It was like all like about that. Well, I was like, oh my gosh, Sarah's on Seinfeld.
That's
and then she became more famous, and that no longer was a big deal.
Restless Leg Syndrome is a pain in the butt.
Do you have it?
We've both had it, like on a night basis. Or not even a night, just a little bit as trying to go to sleep normally, right?
Yeah, it has to do with like your dopamine levels and stuff like that. Yeah, and like the amount of iron in your body.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
You want to make sure that you have the proper nutrients. Which is why I think you need to eat more veggies, Shawnee.
I gotta do more dope, get some more dopamine.
That's not how you get dopamine. And there's also people who in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah.
There's like eating disorders. Like, so like they wake up and they're kind of asleep and they go and they eat and they drink, but they're not conscious of it, right? And so they like don't have any memory, or even like may have like a tiny sliver of memory that they went downstairs and engulfed an entire pizza, and then they go back to bed.
It's crazy.
I know, it's terrifying.
I'm glad I don't have that.
I feel like you might.
I ever get out of bed to go eat.
No, but do you remember the bags of popcorn that you eat?
That's pre-sleep. Pre-sleep. Pre-sleep.
Do you have any more cool sleep stuff?
Well, I have some different sleeping styles.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like unscheduled sleep. And for some reason, the two things they reference are like little tiny like real primitive but modern day tribes. Somebody in Botswana and then somebody in Zaire. And they believe that sleep is a fluid state, so they just sleep whenever they want to.
Ooh,
like it doesn't matter what time of day or night.
I like that.
If they want to sleep, they sleep. If they happen to be up at night, then they'll do something that they can do in the evening. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that too, actually. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work out in our culture.
No, because you got to get the kids to school and pick up the kids.
Like one I could get on board
with. Dogs.
Get on board with is citywide siestas.
What's that?
It's siesta when all the like you always hear about in Mexico when all the shops close down for 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon.
Or Spain or Portugal.
Yeah, it's real popular in the Mediterranean too, and Cairo. Mm-hmm. So, everybody closes down for a few hours and you take a nap.
I could take a nap right now.
It's awesome.
I think there's something sort of scary about doing a podcast talking about sleep.
Why? We're not sleeping yet.
I know, but I feel like it's like everybody listening is like, oh, I'm so tired. Like that.
It's public service. Our podcast. It'll put you to sleep.
That's horrible.
But I have one
self-deprecating podcast ever. We ain't no Joe Rogan here.
I have one last type of sleep thing.
All right.
And apparently it's kind of specific to people in Bali. It's called fear sleep. And it's like a super stressful situation and they'll just immediately fall. It's like the fainting goats. Like they'll fall into a deep sleep if they get too stressed. Yeah. Like their example is a group of men were caught for stealing, and one of the guys he was getting hauled out by some of the other villagers, and he just like fell asleep in their arms.
Really?
Yeah.
He's not just passing out from anxiety?
I don't know, maybe, but they're saying he's falling asleep.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you know that you only snore during non-REM sleep?
Really? So I don't hardly ever snore, do I?
You would hardly ever have any REM sleep, apparently. I feel like I need to describe to people what it's like for me to sleep at night. Ready?
Oh my God.
How big is our bed, babe?
It's a king size bed, Lovey.
Is it? All right, we have a king size bed because Sean's a king size man, right? He's 6'6".
Plus, I have to share the bed with a friggin' dog.
Wait, is that how big you are?
Yes, that is how big I am.
And he is a rugged shoulder, 6'6". Baby, stop hunching and show everybody your shoulder girth.
No, my girth.
Yeah, just stand up straight. All right, big ass. Oh, I swear, big
shoulders,
right?
Explicit.
Shawnee has big shoulders, and he has.
You can't tell, anyways.
He takes up a lot of the bed, right? He doesn't think he does. He takes up a good half of the bed because he's like, oh, spread out. Oh, I have dog fur on me. All right, and then we have a Sparty dog, and Sparty dog is on my side of the bed, and he takes up way more space than a 70-pound dog should take up. Actually,
it's because he's only supposed to weigh 50. That's why.
And so then Cloud, the cat, apparently thinks that she's part of the pack that goes on the bed. And she's a tiny cat, but she also sprawls. And Sean and Sparty snore. And they snore loudly. And it's hard sometimes to differentiate who's snoring. Is it the dog who looks like a boar or the man who looks like a Sasquatch? It's really hard, but they're both like this, right? Like that.
I don't think that's true.
You don't know because you're asleep. And so then I'm wedged into this tiny space in between Spartacus, the dog, and Shaunicus, the man, right?
Yeah.
And there's like, I have to basically, even though I want to, like, as a child, I was a sprawled out sleeper. There is a big tuft of Gabby fur on me.
Nobody can see it.
I saw it. I was a sprawled out sleeper, but I can't be. Now I have to curl up in that fetal position that 41% of people sleep in, even though it's not my natural position. Half on my stomach, because I can't completely lay on my stomach because there's not enough space. And I have the cat hitting me over and over and over again until I pet her. And then Sean hits me over and over and over again until I pet him.
That's not even true. I mean, those are good code words, baby.
It's so true. And that is how I sleep at night. And that is why I look like this right now. You see these circles under my eyes? It's because I need to, like, my Uncle Kilton and my Aunt Jody used to sleep in twin beds all their lives, and I
now you understand why?
No, and my mother was always really judgy about it. Bless her heart, bless her soul, because she's dead now. But now I get it. I'm like,
that's what I said. Now you understand why.
Hey,
we can do that. But you gotta have the cat. You gotta have the cat in your room.
No way. No way. I have the dogs. I'm the dog person. And I couldn't not sleep with you. I know, baby. We're both very cuddly people. You may not understand that from these podcasts, but we're cuddly. Yeah. I'm more gropey, but he is more gropey and I'm more cuddly. But
it passes for cuddling in the bed, so
it really doesn't. It totally doesn't. Susie said, changing topic, my husband's aunt had narcolepsy and she would fall asleep mid-conversation and then her head would pop up and the conversation would carry on. The scary thing was she still drove.
That's crazy. Oh my God.
I think you're one step away from that, Shawnee.
I don't know. No way. Yeah. I don't fall asleep when I drive.
You don't?
No.
I don't know.
I've never crashed. Ever. I mean once, but not from sleeping, definitely.
Wait, when did you crash? When did you crash your car? I don't know the story.
Oh,
was this a high school John Bell story?
I've told you before, John. I was alone. I might have been in high school or might have been just out. I don't remember.
Did I request this story? What is this story? Tell us all.
I've told you before.
Well, tell us all.
So I will tell you again. I was driving an S10 Chevrolet pickup, a Chevrolet S10 pickup truck, which at the time might have still been my father's. I can't remember. It was really late at night, probably like 3 a.m, and there was this pretty good little hill. It's Florida, so it's like 10 feet of a hill. But at the top, so you go over this hill, and there's a set of railroad tracks down below. So I went over the hill kind of fast, because if you went fast enough, you kind of like catch some air, and the lights started flashing for the train, and this dumbass, rather than going, it's like stopping at a yellow light, stopped, and there was no way I could stop in time.
Oh no!
So I ran into, didn't do any damage to the truck, or probably the car. I can't remember for sure, but I hit her in the back.
I don't know that story, baby.
I've told it to you before, like twice at least.
Nah. You told me the story about how you were like a tideway and you didn't put the emergency brake on and your truck rolled into the highway?
Yeah, that's not a crash. Nobody hit my truck and I wasn't even in it. But that's true.
I'm really good at hitting things with cars.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, baby.
All right, so I have hit.
You don't even have to be sleeping.
I don't. I kind of feel like I live my life asleep. But I hit a car in Ireland. I sideswiped it.
And left the scene.
Yes. And then I hit. That's the only illegal thing I've ever done in my life. And I tried to get back to the scene, but I couldn't because there were all these one-way roads and it was very confusing. And then I cried and gave up. And then 2, I hit a pole at McDonald's when I was trying to get food for a man who had no home. I was getting him like a McDonald's like food bunch of stuff because he was standing over by Walmart, and I was in a rush because I wanted to get to Emily to pick her up from school, and I backed into the pole at McDonald's. Yeah. I hit like one of those things at the bottom. Like, what was that thing in the Rite Aid parking lot?
That's like a coping stone.
I hit a coping stone with my Mini Cooper. And then I also hit a raccoon and I hit a deer.
And you took out a turkey mid-flight.
I took out a turkey mid-flight. That was on the highway.
With your rear, don't blame it on the turkey, baby.
Dude, the turkey ran into the Subaru.
Turkey had the right of way.
Turkey did not have the right of way. But none of those times I fell asleep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So there's a positive.
That's right.
Dee says that she knows someone who drove with their emergency brake down for a long, long time. That was not me.
That's hell on the brakes.
That was not me. It was not me. And John says, what about when you fell asleep on the highway and slid under the sign, Sean?
That's a true story.
All right, let's hear that story.
That was like one of my
I've never heard that story.
That was like one of my early long distance driving experiences, and it wasn't super long because it was within Florida. But I fell asleep on the highway at night, and with somebody else in my truck. I don't remember who. And
I bet John remembers who. I bet John can tell us.
Maybe I went.
John's like, oh, Sean's told you all his stories, John. Let me just have a timeout from this podcast.
I told you this one too.
No, you have not.
You have selective
John has not told me all his stories.
That's bull.
Liar.
Bullshit. Anyways,
liar.
I fell asleep on the highway. The reason I woke up is because we were in the grass, still going parallel to the road.
Oh my gosh.
So if you're driving down the highway, the road sign in America, the road signs are outside your passenger side window, right? So when I woke up, the road sign was like, I just happened to turn my head and it was going by the driver's side window. And I was
That's so scary.
Crap. But I got back on the road and nothing, it was all good.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky.
You're a very lucky man.
Or sometimes you don't get unlucky.
You're such a lucky man, Shawnee.
Mostly.
Yeah, totally.
But I don't want to
you
talk
have friends
about
like
that.
John. What?
I said I don't want to break my luck streak.
Nah, you'll still keep winning at Uno. You're all set, baby. You're all set.
We don't play Uno.
You did.
And you beat me 50% of the time at everything we play.
I'm luckier.
I make sure of it.
Every win that I have, you just took away any joy.
I know, but I was just teasing.
No, you're not. You're not just teasing. You're a sadistic meanie face, and you don't want me to have any wins, even when they're rightful.
Hey, what's that? What's that place? That
Poopy
site?
Pants place.
No, that site where you. Oh yeah, if you want to take a master class on manipulation, just look me up on masterclass.com. No, just kidding.
So true. Before we leave, I want to give you a couple facts about sleep because, we want to be helpful occasionally. Medea is going to start calling people sadistic meanie face.
Did you call me that?
Yes, I did.
I totally missed it.
Well,
I was so wrapped up in my own thing. I'm sorry.
Narcissist. Yes. Susie's like, is someone sleeping on the sofa tonight? Sadly, Susie, that never seems to happen. Liz and Art, who Susie knows very well, Liz one day was like, I think we were at Pat's Pizza before the Banff Movie Festival, and she was like, you guys bicker so much, yet you're so in love. It's interesting. And then we had to have a moment of like, wait, do we bicker all the time? Do we?
Because we make up in the bedroom. That's why nobody ever sleeps on the couch, baby.
That's not true. It's just we're very good at forgiveness. Did you know that a newborn baby makes its parents lose 1,055 hours of sleep?
Yeah, I pretty much believe that.
Did you know that the times when most people in the United States are tired, like the ultimate,
baby,
tired times are at 2 p.m. and 2 a.m.
I most definitely knew that too.
I feel like mine are more like 6:30 p.m.
That's because when you were, that's because you've been up for 12 hours already. Here in the Northeast, it's 3 a.m. That's the hardest time in the world to stay.
I believe that's true. Did you know that about that kitties or cats sleep 70% of the day, and the 30% of which they don't sleep is when I'm asleep and try to keep me awake.
My God.
And that cows sleep for less than 4 hours a day.
I did not know that.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That's crazy.
And did you know this is the most important thing we need to leave you with?
What's
Ready? That? A person who snores, Sean, wakes their partner who doesn't snore 20 times a night, which equates to losing an hour of sleep every day. So yes,
that doesn't happen to you.
You may get out of the bed 3 times a night to my 2 times a night, but I'm still losing that hour of sleep more.
How come every time I wake up in the middle of the night, you're asleep? It's because I wake myself up more snoring.
Probably.
I'm suffering.
You are. You gotta stop snoring, babe.
I tried.
I
almost died.
We tried to make this library of snores. Remember that? The only person who sent any in was Rebecca Hancock.
Yeah.
We asked the listeners to tape their snores.
Well, we never even did me, did we?
Yeah, I did you multiple times.
But did you put it on the library?
I put it on the podcast. Yeah, man. It was like this.
Right. Must not have been that impressive.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. But it was when our podcast first started and nobody listened.
Oh,
and now we've had 250,000 downloads, which is weird. Not this podcast, obviously. But dogs are smarter than people.
That's great for 10 years.
That's about 10 years.
Not even close.
Maybe finish us off with something like wild and wise and something.
Do those two things go together, wild and wise?
Yes, sir. They do when they're Sean Kelly Farrar.
Oh, geez, I'm crow, man. That's a
Hey,
lot of
tell
pressure.
John Bell we're coming to visit him soon.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's right. He wanted to know, too, so he could. We're coming down in February, John Bell.
Yeah.
I forget the dates. Because we don't know exactly. But I think we're leaving on the 12th of February, and we'll be traveling until like the 27th.
If you are anywhere,
sometime in the middle of that, we'll probably be down in Florida.
And if you are en route from Maine to Florida,
D. Harris,
and you want us to stop by, let us know. But no pressure.
D. Harris.
D. Harris. Anyways,
we'll take you out to dinner.
D. Harris.
If we happen to be there at nighttime.
She's an introvert, though. I don't want to pressure her. All right. So, any wise things?
We'll get takeout. Why?
We'll drop it off on our porch and be like, "We are here. We love you, D."
She said she's down. D said she's down.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we just pressured poor D. All right. Wisdom, Shawnee?
Get as much sleep as you can. That's my wise wisdom.
That's a good wise wisdom.
And if you got a nice warm partner to do it with,
cuddle up.
Cuddle
also,
up.
Don't let the
and
cats
remember,
in your bedroom.
It's a scientifically proven fact that people try to have sex while they're sleeping, so go for it. So
don't get mad at your partner when they try? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, man. Don't get mad at me when I wake up in the middle of the night, baby.
Okay, we're gonna outro now because I feel like we're gonna go just like sliding downhill. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to Loving the Strange. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Go get your strange on, friends. Thanks for listening.